Welcome to episode 26 of the Chamber Members Podcast. Today's special guest is Eric Schaffer, CEO of My Personal Trainer. Right after a message from our sponsor, we'll dive into Eric's journey with My Personal Trainer and how they help clients meet their personal fitness goals. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, Sean Hetrick here from SBS Consulting Systems. We're just so happy to sponsor this episode of the podcast. We just love hearing about local businesses and how they grow and how they build and overcome adversity. And we just really one of the things that we do at SBS Consulting Systems that we can help is we can help companies automate. So we do a lot of automation where we take and integrate a CRM system into their QuickBooks so that you can take away that extra step and really free up your employees to be able to do other things during their time. So again, thank you, Sean Hetrick, SBS Consulting Systems.
Eric, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
I know you have a cool success story with My Personal Trainer, and I look forward to learning more about that. I know from our previous conversation, you started back in 2007 with the company?
Correct, as a personal trainer.
As a personal trainer. All right.
I left a company previous to that in management because my background before was always sales and management. I just never thought I'd make a career out of personal training. Kind of fell into my lap.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Kind of how it goes sometimes. You plan for something and, left field comes up. Here's a good opportunity for me and just fits right in.
Right. I had my resume out for sales and management and they found me through a recruiter and I didn't know it was for personal training up front. I probably wouldn't have came to the interview with a college background and history in business and sales. And long story short, came on board, said a lot of prayers, thought about it for a while, and I came on board, and now I'm here.
Awesome,
nice. And what led you want to take like that next step and like actually create your own franchise and kind of expand from there?
Well, I worked for the company for 4 to 5 years. Started off as a personal trainer, and then became a manager, and then I was successful at both of those, and I figured, well, these things are doing well. Let's take the next step, take a big risk. I think I can do it. I've seen it from the ground up. And that's why I decided to become a franchisee.
That's awesome. I love when people take that jump. It's just a great thing to see. It's so scary when you do it.
You get pros and cons from everybody, yeah. But I believed in myself, and I also believe that you have to take risks to get ahead in life. Mm-hmm. So, and that's why I did it.
Nice.
Did you end up opening up a new location, or did you take over a current one, or how'd that?
It was a new location. The location was in Broadview Heights, Ohio. It wasn't my first choice. I was going to open up one in Medina, but the space that I was eyeballing ended up going into foreclosure. I didn't want to wait around for the auction, so I landed on Broadview Heights, and that was one of my concerns. I wasn't sure if that was like the ideal spot. I mean, the demographics looked okay. Yeah. But, it's still, you're taking a chance because I didn't know much about the area.
Yeah. And location's important for that too. I'm
right.
Sure. Yeah.
Very.
What was the hardest part to making that jump to owning your own franchise?
Well, as a general manager, you see what comes in, but when you're an owner, you start to understand the business side, the finances that go out, the overhead, payroll, employees, and marketing and advertising. I guess the biggest shock was at the end of my first year because I started as an LLC and had no idea how successful I would be. And then I got my tax, payment at the end of the year. And I was like, what?
Should have put more aside.
Yeah. So that was a wake up call. I was like, okay, all right, now we're in business.
Yeah.
At least the location was successful. That's like, okay, year one, I picked a good spot. All right.
Yeah,
good,
and it was like it was like a snowball. It gradually, I started to grow it. And then each location after that was a little bit easier and a little bit more successful with the grand opening.
Nice.
And then it's a 20-minute workout twice a day?
It's 20 minutes twice a week.
Okay.
And the key with the workout is the intensity. Because we get the workout just about right for each individual client. And we have a wide range of clientele from 13 up to 91. So the first week or so, we're trying to figure out where that person's starting strength level is. But by week 2, we get the workout just right moving forward, that they're challenging, but they're able to do it. And it's progressive. So if you do it right, you do it hard enough, you don't need to spend hours on end in there to get a good workout. And that's the key. We're right there with them. We do everything for them. We set up the machines. We keep track of everything. They just kind of come in and do as they're told, and they're in and out in about 20 minutes.
Nice. Everyone I've talked to that have done it said you kick their butt, which is a good thing. You need someone to motivate you and to push you along.
Yeah, you don't want them to walk out or say, I just didn't really feel it, or, it wasn't that long, and if they do in the beginning, it's not as intense. Again, we start them off kind of easy, but then gradually build them into that. But yeah, I have made examples of people that were disbelievers of how they could, and I was that person when I first started because fitness was always a hobby. I just never thought, again, I would make a career out of it. And I used to work out 5-6 days a week, spend an hour in the gym. And until I went through one of the workouts, I was like, okay, I get it now. And literally after 2 machines, I was laying on the floor and they were putting cold towels on me because I never trained that hard before. But they did it to prove a point. Yeah. I would not do that with a new client because they never want to come back.
Well, and to have it like tailored to you personally. I mean, like some people know how to lift and how to develop a program, but most do not. And you guys developing that program for them and help guiding them through that process is got to be invaluable.
It is, and it's pretty simple because we follow the same system with all of our clients, and that because it works for 99% of them. And it's progressive strength training. It's a 2-part program of the exercise and the nutrition as well, to make sure whether they're eating enough or not enough. And it takes both.
Yeah, it does for sure. You don't want to work your butt off and then, do the opposite at home on the couch eating too many Fritos. Right. Which is I like to do.
And we also wanted to make our program like a lifestyle change, not a quick fix.
Yeah.
We
something you can
keep
obtain.
Up. Yeah, because a lot of my clients that have dieted before, it's usually temporary. They lose a little bit of weight here, and then once they get off those strict diets, they gain the weight back plus some. Yeah. So with the strength training element, the main point of that is to add lean, figure shaping, calorie burning, energizing their muscle into their body so that as they do that, their metabolism goes up, so they're burning more calories and they can be more flexible with their eating as they progress.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, you want like a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
That's what you want for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we have clients that have been there for over 12 years.
Yeah. And it makes a huge difference. I mean, to just feel better because people that aren't feeling well, it just ruins their day more or less, and you to be able to tailor that program to help really get them the results it's just great.
So what would you say that sets my personal trainer apart from other gyms or other, fitness facilities?
Well, we say we're the polar opposite of a gym. It's private one-on-one personal training by appointment only. It's a non-intimidating kind of studio. We're about 12 to 1,300 square foot. So there's not a lot of people in there at any given time. And it's unique because it's 20 minutes twice a week. So most people could fit that in their schedule.
Okay.
There are some that are just so busy that they don't even have that kind of time. And we usually don't bring those people on board because it does take some commitment to coming in there so that they're getting results and we're getting the results that we want to see as well out of them.
What hours you guys open?
So we're there Monday. Most of the studios, we're open Monday through Saturday. And Monday through Friday, we're open from about 8 to 7. And then Saturday is a half a day.
Okay.
And the appointments are flexible. So we understand things come up. And the nice thing about it is we have more than one trainer. So if somebody has a 3 o'clock and calls and says, hey, I can't make it, I have to stay up for work late. Can I move it to 6? Usually not a problem. We can do that.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. I like the flexibility.
What's the process to get started? So if someone was interested in joining or at least trying it out?
So they could go to our website, personaltrainerinc.com, and select what location they're interested in, and then schedule a free consultation with one of us. And we'll sit down, discuss their goals, discuss the program, see if it's going to be the right fit for both parties. And then we get them set up for their workouts. They're also welcome to try our services for 2 free sessions to see what it's all about. Because we deal with clients, some of them are older and have a lot of medical issues, and they're kind of skeptical at first that they could even do personal training. And usually after a session, they can understand that they're able to do it. It's
very
very
more comfortable
safe.
with the process.
It's very safe. We use all machines. We're not putting them in any kind of awkward movements and whatnot, and gradually building their strength.
Okay.
Where are the locations at?
So the nearest locations to this studio right now are Greene and Canton, and then there are other locations: Broadview Heights, Medina, Strongsville, Westlake.
Nice.
So I know back in 2001, you became CEO of the whole company. What was that transition? What's kind of like your focus now?
Well, it was a process. I was kind of negotiating that deal back and forth for about 2 years, and then finally we came to an agreement, and I took over the franchise company.
Okay.
So now most of the locations are franchise locations.
Okay.
And we're trying to keep it local, trying to grow it in Northeast Ohio. There's still a lot of good areas, I think, that
They can fill in,
that
yeah.
are available. You know, I've had offers from people. Oh, you got to put one in California, or I know a perfect location in Florida, and it's like a little bit too hard to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any like new locations in mind right now, or are you just kind of waiting for the right franchisee to either work out from the organization or buy in? Like, what are you guys looking at?
Both. There's a couple locations that are pretty close to the Greene area and Canton area that we're talking about.
Okay, awesome. Expansion's fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you wish you would have known prior to starting all this? Like if you could go back and talk to yourself starting this journey, what would you tell yourself?
What would I tell myself? That's a hard question.
Or what about something that you've learned like through the process?
I will say I wouldn't be where I'm at without my faith, you know, because that's one of my biggest stress relievers to go to.
Yeah, nice.
I've always asked for direction when it comes to that, and it usually doesn't let me down.
That can be very powerful.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Well, what's the top benefit of working out with trainers 2 times a week? What do you think that top benefit is?
Well, when you have somebody with you, our program, we're going to push you harder than you can do on your own. Even myself, I do better when I have somebody with me.
I'm the same way. My nephew actually called me at 6 o'clock this morning because I couldn't make it to our workout. He's like, you're going to get up, you're going to do 10 push-ups and 21 burpees, and you're going to do that 5 times. I almost didn't do it alone. He's like, you're going to tell me what time, how long it took you by the time you got done. I was like, 2 rounds, and like, no one knows if I don't do it. But
and you're human.
It's hard,
you get to a certain point, you want to quit. And when you have somebody there watching you.
Way
Accountability.
Yep.
And that's the second biggest one. That's probably the number one reason we hear from our clients is they like the accountability. I have the appointment. I'm more likely to show up. I know I'm meeting you because things happen. A lot of people that have gym memberships don't use them.
Yep.
You know, they make excuses, and I understand it. There's no one holding them accountable. And I would say the third thing is it's safe. You know, when you have somebody with you, we make sure you're doing it right. We watch the form. That way you can progress and nothing will be counterproductive. Even with some of our clients with serious health issues, you know, we deal with clients with MS, severe arthritis, disabilities. So
Yeah.
That's great.
That's huge.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, thanks again for joining us today. Love hearing your story and, you know,
Yeah.
the services you guys provide. And I just think that's great. You know, having someone you can just go to, knock it out, accountability, keep progression, because, you know, just that consistency is like really important to meet those goals.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
And thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks.
My first podcast.
There you go. Thanks.
Well, don't forget to visit cantonchamber.org to catch up on all the networking opportunities and events they have coming up. I know we just got done a spring networking event and met a lot of people, got a lot of business cards, got a lot of business cards out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, just building those relationships. So it's always fun to do. Visit cantonchamber.org, see what's going on. And that's a wrap for our show. We'll see you next time.
See ya.